All right. Happy for our guys. Got to win, learn how to win again, handle the things you got to handle. Like I said, it wasn't perfect, but there were some really good things in the game. Didn't start, like we wanted to. The offense, we had a 3-and-out, and then we give up a drive for a touchdown. And then back and forth with some possessions there. Offense, we got sluggish, and then we got hot in the second quarter and got 21 points and did a really good job. Got some more bound. We didn't protect Max early. Had a missed assignment on a protection. Then we got beat on one. He got hit a couple times, and it affects you. We couldn't get some pockets. We had some things open, but then we got some balance in the second quarter and got the running game going a little bit. Got some shorter throws, got the ball out. Got him in a rhythm, and then we were able to score 3 drives in the second half. And the last 2, that long drive right before the half, and then being able to come back in 2 minutes before the half and hit the big play to Anayas and get up 21-7 was huge. Our defense, after that one drive, I think they only had 49, 50 yards at halftime, did a great job. Unfortunately, we come out the second half, and they hit a couple plays and give up a field goal and got back in it. And then we have a chance on a deep ball and, man, just miss it. And then get 3-and-out, and they get back in a drive. And we have a 14-play drive that, we got a field goal. We needed a touchdown. I thought it was a touchdown. But it is what it is. We missed it by inches. I mean, the guys on the field, I thought, called a good game. I can see them calling it. I thought on the replay, I thought we'd get it back. But, hey, we didn't. So we kicked the field goal. Then they moved it back. And then we answered every time. Just needed to score some touchdowns down there. Had a couple we needed to and hit the field goal. But then defense had some big stops after those first 2 drives in the second half, or 2 out of the first 3 drives. Then they got back and got pressure back on and started making coverages. And they broke a couple runs in the second half, but still played a really good game defensively, a solid game offensively. Max got better as it went, hit a big 3rd down. Anayas crossed the middle there late with that about 3rd and 12. We hit the big over route and got it in there. And we got to get better and got to take it on the road. That's a good win here at home, and we continue to grow.
Start with Olin on the left and then Travis on the right.
Hey, Jimbo, how much over the last 2 weeks now, how much progress do you think you've seen in the offense?
Well, I mean, you don't know that. You don't know that till you play. I mean, and then today we saw some things that were really good. We rebounded and moved the ball in the running game a little bit better. But we'll see as we go. That's going to find out on game day. I mean, you can say it on the practice field, and heck, there's days out there we gash our defense. I mean, up and down the field on it, but you still got to take it to a game day. So that's where I'll make my judgments.
Did Max make the right throw when he threw the touchdown that you didn't get?
Well, there's 2 things. He has a corner and he has a flat. And here's the other thing I was hoping he hit it because both of them went deep. But you got to remember, you had a 9 technique at 6'4" right in your face. And when you come off, sometimes the hardest guy to see is the closest guy between you and him. You know what I mean? And so what he did there, which I liked, I always talk about aggressive intelligence. He threw a ball that gave us a chance to make a touchdown. But if we missed, it was going to be out of bounds where we didn't get it. And that was just a naked bootleg. I mean, there's nobody missed a block. There was nothing. It was just a naked. They had pressure off the edge. And so in his defense, I think he made a really smart throw and a good throw. And I thought I had a touchdown, but, didn't on that situation.
Down front right, Travis, and then we'll go to Christy right behind.
Yeah, I know in a past few weeks you've had the situation where you could call a timeout late on defense to get the punt. You did this week. What was the situation this week that was favorable?
Well, we were backed up. We had them backed up on our 25, and they're kicking into the wind. I mean, so you're going to get great field position. If you're at midfield and you call them timeout, that's great, but you're getting the ball back inside your 10 or 15-yard line. If you go back and watch the South Carolina-Tennessee game, the game before us was 17-10.5. You know what broke that game open? They were going in 2 minutes off their own 15 with Spencer Rattler and threw a pick 6. Mississippi State when you're backed up inside your 20, 25-yard line, and at that time and how the flow of the game goes, you got to be smart about where you're doing it and what your situations are and what happens. But we had field position in. We were going to have better field position, and plus they were punting into the wind.
And then another week, you probably should have been a touchdown.
Because I'll give you an explanation. You start inside the 10 and go 2 minutes at the 10 or 15-yard line and go through and don't get a first down. They use a timeout or you save timeout and you're punting. Now they get the ball to 40-yard line. They're going 2 minutes back to win the game. So, I mean, depending on win, situation, and game and who your opponent is makes a big difference.
And then
the book needs to say that. The analytic book needs to say that, who your opponent is and what the situation and the wind and the weather is and the momentum of the game. See, that ain't in your analytics.
Didn't score a touchdown, even though you probably should have in the second half. What's the difference in the second half to first half?
We just got to execute down there. A couple plays, we missed a third down by a yard, and I kicked it. We had a 4th and 1, but the one I probably would have went for it, but it puts us up 2 scores, so I wanted to get up 2 scores at 27-17 and not do that. And then the other time, we didn't execute. We had a plays that didn't execute.
Second row, Christy, and then Brent right next to her.
How impressed were you with your pass rush, particularly there in the second quarter, where I think it was 3 straight possessions where he had intentional grounding?
It did, and that's, like I say, that was counted sacks, and we did a good job of keeping him in the pocket because he can run. And our guys, actually, after that first or second drive of the game, they had for about second quarter there for about 3 or 4 drives, like you say, we were very down. Played to run well, got him in long yardage situations, then transitioned to pass rush, which is what you want to do.
Second row, Brent.
I know each situation is different, but what's it say about your guys to convert all 4 of their 4th and 1s?
It was big.
Situation?
I was saying, hey, those analytics, when they don't convert, cost you the game. When you do convert, it looks good. But we had both of those were 4th and probably less than even half a yard. And then the other one was
A little bit over a yard.
about a yard. One was about a yard right there. But we were at the 30s, that gray zone right there, and had the lead in the game. So we felt good about our matchups and what we were running and the plan we had. So it's big when you get them, and we got them in a crucial one where they had a bad snap. Remember, they had a 4th and 1, had a bad snap, which got us some points in the second half. And then we got to 2 or 3 more minutes off the clock.
Second row, Carter, and then down front.
Jimbo, was Le'Veon Moss?
He had pulled a hammy in that when he got face masked on that last play. He had hurt it, and then he got versed, and it jerked his hamstring. And we thought he was close to being able to play, but we made a game-time decision not to play him. So he should be good to go next week.
How'd you think of your other 2 running backs?
I tell you, they made. 2 had a couple nice runs in there. Maury broke some good runs, and they got going in there. I think we missed 1 pass pro, got us a sack, one pass protection. But those are young guys. They did a good job. I thought we got the running game going solidly.
And then was the plan to rotate the cornerbacks a little bit?
Yeah, we wanted to. We wanted to keep the corners rotating, and then 7 got banged up, didn't finish.
You like McCall's performance?
Yeah, he played. I'll go back and watch it. I saw him make some plays, but I'll wait till I watch the film.
Down front, Cole, and then to the left, Mark.
Jimbo, can you just give us an update on Noah Thomas when he left the game?
He got wind knocked out of him, took a helmet in the stomach. He was good. They let him come back in.
Yeah, he was cleared.
Come back.
So he was
Came
there.
back.
Okay.
Yeah, he was cleared to come
He
back.
was cleared to come back.
And then when you look at Anayas Smith now, top 10 all-time in all-purpose yards, just his ability to create separation and give your quarterback security blanket, what does that do for your
here's
offense?
His ability to create separation is physical, but it's also mental. He knows how to set you up. He understands football. He understands leverage. He understands angles, change of speeds, and what you're trying to accomplish on a play. And he's a very physically gifted football player, but he's a tremendous competitor, but he's also a very smart football player. And when you put that combination together, it's hard to control.
Front left, Mark.
Adrian had another great game. I was hoping you could give us your
I tell you what,
thoughts
that
on
guy's playing tremendous football. His eyes where he's at, the big fumble at the end, sack. Playing special teams. He's playing. Knock on wood, keep him healthy. And he's playing tremendous football. And man, he's like an eraser. You always talk about erasers, and erasers are guys that have great athleticism or can close space or make plays and game-changing plays. And he's able to do that whether he's rushing the passer, tackling, stripping, playing really good football.
Coach will go back behind the lights to the right, Ben, and then Daryl.
Coach, you talked about those 4th downs, a couple of them in your own half. How much of those, aside from, like you said, the matchups and liking what you saw, byproduct of giving confidence in your guys to say, hey, I'm putting a lot of confidence in making this call. I want to.
Well, it is, and that's the things I thought we could do, and we were able to do them. It carried us, and we won some field position with it.
Staying in.
And I think we scored on
behind
2 of them, if I'm not mistaken. 2 of them we didn't score, but we got good field position of it.
Daryl in the middle.
Coach, you kind of addressed it during your opening statement, but how big was it for you guys to pick up the win with what's coming up heading to Oxford?
Yeah, whoever next in your SEC, and we're 1 game away. Next goal is get bowl eligible. That's what we got to do, and then keep rocking down the road. Got 4 games, and just to feel how to win again. You don't realize that. Just making that 1 or 2 plays, the inches you're talking about all the time, being able to do it, and it was good to do it here.
All right, Coach. We'll get the players. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.